In the green heart of our world, there lives a young man named Luke Earthwalker. He is not like other people. His hair has streaks of green like new leaves in the spring. He wears clothes the color of soil and stone, and his feet are always bare, touching the ground. He does this to feel the earth's heartbeat. Luke has a special gift. He can hear the trees. He listens to their slow, deep songs. For him, the forest is not just a place of wood and leaves. It is a community of ancient, wise beings. He sees them as his friends, his family, and his greatest teachers. Luke's connection is profound. It goes beyond simple admiration for nature's beauty. He feels what the trees feel. When a branch breaks in a storm, he senses its sharp pain. When the sun warms the bark after a long winter, he shares in its quiet joy. He walks through the woods not as a visitor, but as a part of the forest itself. His gentle presence is a comfort to the silent giants he so deeply loves. He believes that every rustle of a leaf and every creak of a trunk is a word, a piece of a story that has been unfolding for thousands of years. He is known in the small villages nearby as the Tree Whisperer. Some find his ways strange, but many are drawn to his calm and quiet wisdom. He doesn't speak with a loud voice. Instead, his words are soft, like the sound of wind moving through a canopy of leaves. He has a habit of stopping mid-sentence to press his palm against the rough bark of a nearby tree, closing his eyes as if listening to a secret. He sees time differently, not in minutes or hours, but in the slow, patient growth of a tree ring, each one a memory of a season past. This unique ability did not appear overnight. It was nurtured from his earliest days. He grew up in a small cottage on the edge of a place known as the Sacred Grove. This was not just any collection of trees, it was a cathedral of nature, where ancient yellow woods and ironwoods stood as silent sentinels. From the moment he could walk, Luke was drawn to this place. While other children played with toys, Luke would sit for hours at the base of a great tree, tracing the patterns in its bark with his small fingers, feeling a connection that needed no words. Luke's childhood was woven into the fabric of the Sacred Grove. His parents, who understood his deep love for the natural world, allowed him to wander freely among the colossal trees. They watched as he learned the forest's rhythms. He knew when the first spring blossoms would appear on the Cape chestnut trees. He could tell which way the wind would blow by watching the dance of the silver birch leaves. The grove was his playground, his classroom, and his sanctuary. It was here, in this quiet, hallowed space, that he learned the language of the earth, a language spoken not with the tongue, but with the soul. The first time he truly heard a tree speak, he was just a small boy of 7. A great storm had raged through the night, and a mighty stinkwood tree, one of the oldest in the grove, had been struck by lightning. Its trunk was split, a deep wound down its side. Luke ran to it the next morning, his heart aching. He placed his hands on the damaged bark, and through his tears he felt not just the rough texture of the wood, but a deep resonant hum. It was a feeling of pain, but also of resilience. It was a story of surviving centuries, of weathering countless storms, and of this one, terrible blow. From that day on, Luke's world changed forever. He began to listen more intently. He discovered that each tree had its own voice, its own personality. The young saplings whispered with excitement and hope for the future, their leaves rustling with eager energy. The ancient gnarled trees spoke with a slow, deep wisdom, their voices carrying the weight of history. They shared stories of the animals that had sheltered in their branches, of the changing seasons they had witnessed, and of the long, silent passage of time. The forest was no longer a quiet place, it was a chorus of voices. He learned to distinguish the rustle of a poplar, which sounded like gentle applause, from the sigh of a pine, which sounded like the sea. He would spend entire days just sitting and listening, piecing together the tales the forest told. A gash in an old trunk was not just damage, it was the memory of a territorial bear. A twisted branch was not a flaw, it was a record of its struggle to reach for the sunlight. The forest was a living library, and Luke was its most dedicated reader, learning its history one whisper at a time. As Luke grew, so did his understanding. He began to see the forest as a complex web of interconnected stories. Every tree was a chapter, every fallen leaf a word, and every root system a hidden network of communication. He could walk to a specific tree and recount its entire life story. This one, he might say, pointing to a tall, proud yellow wood, remembers when the elephants roamed this valley. It felt their great weight against its trunk. He would describe these events with such clarity it was as if he had seen them himself, his knowledge drawn directly from the tree's silent memory. His communication is a quiet meditative process. He doesn't hear words in the human sense, instead he perceives feelings, images, and ancient knowings. By placing his hands on a trunk, he opens himself to the tree's slow, steady consciousness. He feels the pull of water from the earth up into the highest leaves. He senses the quiet industry of photosynthesis, the tree turning sunlight into life. He experiences a sense of time that is vast and patient, where a human lifetime is but a fleeting moment. This connection fills him with a profound sense of peace and belonging. Luke acts as a translator for this silent world. He guides small groups of people into the forest, not for a hike but for a lesson in listening. Be still, he advises, his voice barely a whisper. Empty your mind of noise. Feel the ground beneath your feet. The forest is speaking, but you must learn to hear its language. He encourages them to touch the bark, to smell the damp earth, and to simply be present. He helps them see that the forest is not just a resource to be used, but a living community to be respected and understood. Through his guidance, people begin to see the world differently. A trek through the woods becomes a conversation. A simple tree becomes a wise elder, full of stories and patience. He shows them how a tree's rings are a diary of droughts and floods, of good years and lean years. He explains how the trees in a forest support one another, sharing nutrients through their interconnected root systems. He helps people understand that they are not separate from nature, but are a part of it, just like the trees, the animals, and the soil. Luke's deep empathy means he also feels the forest's suffering. The sound of a chainsaw in the distance is not just a noise to him, it is a scream of agony that echoes in his soul. He feels the thirst of a forest during a long drought and the fear of the trees when a fire threatens their existence. This sensitivity has made him a fierce yet gentle protector of the natural world. He does not fight with anger or aggression. Instead, he fights with education, with connection, and with a quiet, unshakable love for the planet. His mission is simple: to help others feel the connection he feels every day. He believes that if people could hear the stories of the trees, they would never want to harm them. If they could feel the life pulsing within a forest, they would work to protect it. He spends his days walking the boundaries of the woodland, checking for signs of disease or distress, and mending what he can. He plants new saplings, speaking to each one, whispering words of encouragement for the long life ahead of it. His actions are a testament to his belief that every single life matters. He hopes to inspire a new generation of guardians. He teaches children to see the magic in a single seed, to understand the importance of a fallen log in creating new life on the forest floor, and to listen for the whispers on the wind. He tells them, the earth is our home, the trees are our elders. We must listen to their wisdom and protect them, for in protecting them, we are protecting ourselves. His gentle approach has a powerful effect, planting seeds of respect and wonder in the hearts of those who listen. Luke Earthwalker's tale is a quiet one, a story of listening rather than shouting. It is a reminder that there is a hidden life all around us, a world of silent stories and ancient wisdom waiting to be discovered. His hope is a simple, yet profound one, that humanity will learn to walk more softly on this earth, to press their palms to the bark of a tree, and to finally hear the beautiful, slow song of the forest. He is a guardian, a guide, and a whisperer, showing us the way back to a world we have forgotten how to see.